Hey folks, I haven't been going that hard on Oakwynd and just pugging it the whole time, but I did another session and managed to get up to 34. I think I'm ready to give my overall ratings for the server launch for the group and leveling game based on what I've seen and a bit of experience. So let's dive right in. It seems like the Enchanter Charm pet bugginess was pretty ubiquitous. Both the enchanters I had groups with were complaining about it. The main problem seems to be when Charm breaks, it doesn't drop the pet window, or say the spell is worn off, so audio triggers don't fire. On top of that, there's some spam being generated when enchanters try to guard their pets. I'm playing a mage, so I haven't seen it firsthand, but here you can see one of the enchanters I played with describing his experiences with it so far. The other enchanter I played with said much the same thing. We had some good times and good experience in Upper Guck, which I usually try to avoid, and you can see here there was some redemption for the enchanter with his struggles with his pet when he had his big moment. Nothing quite like when the crack dealer arrives. That's why this isn't a children's game after all. I've never really tried just pugging a TLP launch before, but it's been exceptionally easy to get a group on the server. I formed that Guck group myself, but even as just some random DPS class, I've been getting group invites really quickly. I'd say the easiest class to find a group with at the moment is going to be Cleric, but overall it's been so easy I wouldn't really worry about that and just play what you want. The downside if you go Cleric is that you also have to play a Cleric. I found the encounter locking system to be working really well with preventing trains. That part of the code seems pretty solid so far. It is quite strange though, because it's definitely now the meta to just pull through other groups, since the mobs you tag will just follow directly to your group. While it definitely prevents trains, I'd say it actually has made it easier to quote unquote kill steal. While there are some ways to defend spawns you've been killing, they're really just not practical in the group game given how quickly stuff dies. By the time you've gotten a mob unlocked, it's not likely you're going to be able to out DPS the other group or sniper. I've been doing underfoot progression on Aerodune as well, and I just wanted to compare an experience there the other day with the encounter locking system on Oakwynd. Here you can see we're just minding our own business, killing some stuff in Underquarry, and this Bard Gausbird keeps dumping more and more spawns on top of us. It's not really a problem at first because I can just AE Mez them, but as you can see at the end, he starts breaking Mez, and it's kind of all over at that point. If you're bored, feel free to throw in a report on him on Aerodune server, and hopefully we'll get him a nice vacation. I took a break to go hiking and found another group really quickly. Back to Guck. There's definitely all the usual pay-to-win store purchases and sitting around waiting on spawns in Guck one would anticipate. Alright, so I want to end this video with my overall ratings for the server launch with respect to group and leveling perspective. So I mostly want to cover the encounter locking system and how it's played out and practiced. First off, with respect to trains, it's a huge improvement. I give it an A. I haven't been trained successfully yet, despite a few attempts, and having done dungeons pretty much the whole time. So a breath of fresh air there. The second main thing they were aiming to address was kill stealing, which doesn't really have a clean definition, but I guess people have a feel for what it means to them. In any case, I'd say what we have now is going to make it worse. It's just easy for a player to come take mobs out of your camp or pull them through your camp now, and this will just get worse and worse as character power and thus power discrepancies increase. Third, the communication to the player population on this rollout has been average at best, from taking more than a week to get a half-page write-up of what they were intending with the encounter locking system to not yet really explaining all the ins and outs of how it should work or how they want it to eventually work. There's been a lot of room for improvement here. I'd give that a C. And while the implementation was a huge improvement from the complete trash can that was first shown to the players on test, there's still just too many bugs for a launch. Guards didn't work all the time. Enchanters, which are the main class a lot of Classic revolves around for leveling, are really buggy. The colors on the mob names are bugged. Overall, I'd give the server experience so far a B. I wouldn't have guessed it'd be so easy to find groups going in without any kind of plan or friend group this year, but it's not been a problem at all. This rating seems more than anything to be really despite the encounter logging system, so I think it's more reflective of the player base really having a desire for a new experience after last year's servers were kind of duds. There's still a lot more dev work to make this thing functional, so we'll have to see if it's actually supported or if they just decide to move on to the next thing like normal. Good luck out there, everyone.